Okay, welcome everybody to another Modern League. I'm going to be running some Zoo through today. This list is the list that pilot, I think Léo Chapelle, sorry if I've butchered that pronunciation of your name there, but did very well, finishing in at least the top 16 in at the regional championship in Prague. So this is, like I say, Domain Zoo. It's quite different to how Zoo used to look, and I'm a big fan of the changes. So general idea with this Zoo kind of deck has always been sort of play really quite aggressive creatures, often overstatted, and then so you get off to a good aggressive start with some creatures. You get some removal like Bolt and things that can also obviously go face, and you can finish your opponent off with a flurry of sort of burn spells, Tribal Flames, Lightning Bolt, got Flage and Bowmasters and things. So the old list used to run things like Ragavan, Wild Nacatl, Nishoma Brawler, but changed now to run Psychic Frog and Bowmasters instead, and opting for some more sort of turn one interaction. And I think the reason for this is because turn one you don't often want to be fetching. We're often trying to fetch to set up domain for turn two to play Carvu. With the black from Psychic Frog and Bowmasters, it can make the mana a little bit more hard for turn one as well. So yeah, and obviously these creatures are really, really good. I was never a big fan of things like Wild Nacatl. So we also get the Leyline Scion, sort of, if you want to call it a combo, where you can put Leyline into play for free and then stick a Scion. It gives all your creatures all of the keywords under the sun, and obviously you get Leyline Binding as well. Tribal Flames is there. It can go at creatures, which does come up quite a lot, but often it is just 5 damage straight to the opponent's face. And then rounding out the sort of interaction, we've got Spell Snare, Stubborn Denial. So yeah, we've also in the sideboard pretty clean. So we've got a load of consigns, Damping Spheres, Wear Tears, the standard kind of modern sideboard at the moment. We do not have any Stony Silence, which is we've maybe thought that Breach was a good enough matchup without, but excited to play this. It had a very good win rate in Prague. I think this is the kind of thing I quite like going for, decks that have they're a bit under the radar, but they do have a decent win rate. Okay, I'm going to keep this hand. We're on the play. I might consider mulliganing on the draw, but this is a turn 2 Scion. Going to fetch a Triome and then a Shockland while waiting for the opponent. Big thanks to everyone for watching, and a huge thank you to everyone that's subscribed. Recently did hit 1,000 subscribers, which is absolutely amazing. So yeah, huge thanks to everyone for that. And on that note, I have also been accepted into the Manatraders Content Creator Program. So I've been using Manatraders about 5 years, I think. I use it to rent all the cards that I use. It's a really, really, really good service. And now they've been lovely enough to provide me with a referral link and coupon code. So if you put that in, not only will you get, I think, 40% off in your 3rd month of subscription, but it does kick some back to the channel as well. Which, so if you are looking to begin on MTGO, do consider using Manatraders and using my link. And if it is quite confusing getting into Magic Online, I kind of see it as second nature now. But if you do have any questions, do put it in the comments below, and always happy to talk people through, because it can be a little bit difficult. Okay, opponent has settled on their 7. I think we're going to go and get... What do we want? They both fetch red, so... Yeah, just play a land and pass. Go and get a Triome, possibly the Abzan Triome, and then I think it's Abzan and Bant we run. I think I'm going to go and get Abzan and then Steam Vents. That also casts Psychic Frog. The other option is Bant, Triome, Blood Crypt, which we can also get here. Okay, Sewers implying it's quite likely to be Frog. Hallowed Fountain does these days still probably mean blue-black Oculus. They are splashing white for pest control. So yeah, we'll go and get Indatha, and then we'll just fetch a Steam Vents and play Scion. It can be fairly difficult for the opponent to interact with a Scion. They usually, I mean, some run subtlety that they could do, but yeah, not here, fortunately. But the removal they tend to run is Fatal Push. So obviously you can't Fatal Push a Scion. They usually do have at least one copy of Shoot the Sheriff. And obviously big Murktides and things can block. If they play a Frog here, we're just binding it. We could bolt it, make them discard 2 cards, and then just binding it. We draw our own Frog, which actually really makes me want to just binding it and move on. Oh, we can't do... Oh, hold on. Okay, so I need to actually play this Flooded Strand. I'll fetch a Plains and just go binding the Frog. Now we can just swing in for 4. And something to note here is that Psychic Frog does get Hexproof and Lifelink from Scion because it is blue and black. So if you have both, normally we obviously if we have the ley line out, Scion gives everything, but Psychic Frog just naturally gets those things. Stubborn Denial is an excellent draw. Oh, do we want to... If we go Bolt here, they discard 2 cards and we bind it. I think I'm just going to go binding. Binding again. Obviously, we've had a very good start here. Frog is able to obviously draw us a card. We could have jumped the Frog, I guess. They might have... no, they can't Fatal Push the Frog. They could have Force. We will Stubborn Denial the Force. Just yeah, I've always been a fan of Stubborn Denial since it saw a lot of play in Death's Shadow back in the days. Just 1 mana negate. I wonder if the opponent's thinking about forcing here. I think they do usually run Force. If they go for Force, though, they have 3 cards in hand. Don't know. We will stub. Right, opponent Thought Scours in response. I don't think we're doing anything about that. They hit Forced Negation, Watery Grave. Not discarding anything to Frog. Opponent goes to 8. We draw another Scion. So we could just play another Scion, but with both of these bolts, are we just better off holding up stub? Let's say they go for Oculus. We don't really care. Stubborn Denial. I'm just going to play another Scion now while they're tapped out. Gain a little bit of life with the Frog there as well. Cycle of Pest Control. So yeah, they are running Pest Control. Not very good against our deck. Okay, yeah, so this is why it's called Zoo. We just flood the board with dragons and frogs. Okay, so against blue-black, we didn't see Unearth or Oculus, but they usually are, so Rest in Peace is usually very good against them. And I think I want the extra stub. Fatal Push is good. Lightning Bolt isn't very good, but is it better than Tribal Flames? I do want Spell Snare and stub. I think I'm just going to go cut the bolts for these 4 cards. Oh, Rest in Peace with Flage is actually really awkward. I do like Flage, but I think against non-Oculus versions, Rest in Peace isn't great. But I think actually what I'm going to do is just do this. I think that's probably fine. Like keep the burn plan in there. Could consider trimming ley lines, but no, I think against the removal deck having ley line Scion is probably fine. Yeah, we'll try this. Right, yeah, this hand's great. We'll keep this. We're going to put ley line into play, and then yeah, we'll just lead on Thundering Falls, I think. A good thing to note here is the opponent may well be bringing in Harbinger of the Seas. and that does work well against us. But if we fetch any basic, that land will still be all colors, so we still have the ability to 1 mana Leyline Binding. Stub. Does that change anything? We could shock this in and Stubborn Denial. No, I think we'll just Surveil. Kind of want to hit my next land. No, don't want the Bowmasters at present. They did shock in, so they didn't... I guess they were... So they must have Fatal Push in hand. So probably not going to play the Frog here. Yeah, I think I'll just play a land and pass. And yeah, like I say, we will just go and fetch the plains here. It's preemptively. Yeah, I think we'll just be a little bit patient at this point. Yeah, let's get the plains. I wonder if we're just meant to go for Rest in Peace now. They counter... Yeah, I think Rest in Peace. See what they want to do about this one. Probably will fetch the next basic. They could have a... floating a white here. Could have Spell Snare, Thought Scour, sure. But that does turn off Stub. Sorry, turn off Counter Spell because we can stub it. Rest in Peace resolves. They could sign the trigger. But I doubt they might have brought in Consign as a counter to... what's it called? Scion. Could be Harbinger here. Yeah, but that's fine. We have Lightning Bolt. Notably, we don't need to get the basic bit. Well, we do need to get the basic there if we want to. No, we don't. We could have just floated red. And now we just get to play Frog. And yeah, opponent just concedes actually. So we draw a card, we play Frog. I don't think we could hold up turned on Stub. We'd have to discard 3 cards. So we could discard Push, Fountain, another card. So we could in theory, but okay, good win there over Frog. We'll see you for round number 2. Right, on the play again here. Triple Leyline, no lands. So if these two are lands, that would be perfect. Yeah, this is fine. Keep this. I don't know what we're against. I think I value bind. I think I value Spell Snare at the moment more than Bowmasters. So just lead on the Triome. See what we're against. Scalding Tarn. Okay, pass. Draw another Bowmasters. Oh, have I done a Plain Swamp Forest? Oh, so I so I can't get Domain here. That was pretty... I don't think I could have anyway. Because we need Island and Mountain. Didn't think about that one. Okay, so you can get Hallow Fountain if we need to Spell Snare something. That also turns on Leyline Binding. Okay, Thundering Falls. Could be a range of things. Could be Breach. Could be... Okay, so probably a control deck here. like a blue-red wizards kind of thing. Okay, they are fetching. In their second main phase. Wouldn't mind hitting something with a spell snare here and then untapping and playing Bowmasters. Yeah, I'm gonna spell snare this. Because it turns off Flame of Anor. Okay, another spell snare is interesting. I think we'll just shock this in. I think I'm just going to resolve Bowmasters. They could play. I think I'm just going to resolve Bowmasters here. Could have waited for them to preordain or something, I guess, but if they go for their own Bowmasters, we can spell snare it. Okay, untap. Wouldn't mind okay, that's pretty good because now we get to go land. Oh, should have played the Scion first. It's usually correct, obviously, to attack first. But now we can go fetch a basic mountain, play Scion, hold up spell snare and leyline binding. I'm just going to snare that. Spell snare is really, really good. Okay, they force that. Pitching Flare of Denial, which is of course another good reason to get rid of the trainer. That exchange is good for the opponent because we now are we're behind on cards. Opponent puts one on top as well. I think we'll keep attacking. Okay, another Scion. I'm going to play that first. Ugh, Snapcaster counter spell. That's pretty good. Do I cast Leyline Binding? I think so, because I really don't want to get Flame of Anor. Let's keep the damage coming. Yeah, we have quite a lot of reach. Okay, we didn't want to see a creature there, really. Okay, Lightning Bolt's pretty good. So it's Grixis Wizards. They deal with our... They put one on top. Okay, Carvu's pretty good. We'll just play it. Okay, Tameo. Flame of Anor is really rough here. Okay, Boggart Trawler's fine. They have one card in hand, so we'd love to draw... They can't block the Carvu. This tells me they don't have Flame of Anor in their hand. What would we like to draw? Scion is okay. Yeah, Scion's okay. Fatal Push is okay. I guess they could have Flare of Denial. Okay, let's play another Bog. So empty-handed here. We get 2 looks with the Carvu. Well, we like that one. Just attack with Carvu. It's going to go Exile. Lightning Bolt, I think. Maybe sink into Super, actually. I'd imagine they block here. I would just Tribal Flames them. because we don't want to just let them untap and potentially counterspell. Okay, they find a land, so they attack with the Tameo. They are going to get to draw a card. Hopefully don't find anything relevant here. Okay, Leyline is definitely one we can discard. We can attack with everything here because they have to block the Carvu. And then if the Orc Army gets through, it means the opponent's dead to Lightning Bolt. Well, that would be lethal. I'm going to go for this now. Yeah, no reason to wait, I don't think. So yeah, this is what we're trying to do, put them under pressure early and then finish them off with undercosted creatures and burn spells. I mean, we drew very well there, but we did have a couple of draws each time. Okay, I don't think we want Rest in Peace. I want Stub. Definitely want the Ley Lines. I want Bowmasters. Snare was great. What do you think about Push? Push isn't great, actually. I think we'll just do that. Could consider Rest in Peace for Snapcaster Mage, but in general I don't think that's great. Could consider Pyroclasm, but again, not amazing. I think we'll just go with that. Right, one land here, but we do have the Leyline, we're on the draw, and we have a Scion. I think I'm going to keep this. It is a risk, but we have... this turns on, obviously, 1 mana Binding. We can Surveil with this land as well, so we get 3 looks at our land. Okay, unfortunately we don't find it there. I mean, obviously this hand's a risk, but with Leyline Scion in, I think I'm happy to keep it. Although we probably won't be playing Scion on 2. There's a Tameo. So I think I'm just going to Surveil, look for our land. Come on, let's see a land. No. Okay. Another look. Come on. Yes, okay, so good. So we just go Lightning Bolt. I think we just Lightning Bolt Tameo. Play Hallowed Fountain. Yep. Shocking. So they saw Binding and they saw Binding and they saw Spell Snare, so okay, they do bolt in the Sporadic Springs. Wouldn't mind another land. Okay, that's good. I think, yeah, I'll shock in as well. Just pass, and this is where Bowmasters really comes into its own. If they run out of Naked Snapcaster Mage, I will just Bowmaster Kolaghan's Command. Okay, I think I'm just going to resolve the Bowmasters again. And then obviously we'll just discard Flayage. Do love me some Snapcaster Kolaghan's Command. I don't think they're playing Bowmasters. Okay, there's a Tameo. I think I'm going to use my mana here to just Binding. Because if they counterspell this, we just slam a Scion. Depends how much they want to go all in on a Tameo. I think now we can afford to just... Okay, we draw a land, which is actually fine. obviously we're going to want to cast this Flage from the graveyard at some point. We're not running an Arena of Glory. Yeah, happy to just sit and pass here. Okay, Fatal Push on the Bowmasters is fine. We do have another one. Don't know if we'll flash it in here. Opponent has missed one land drop. Let's see another one here. I don't really want to go for Bowmasters now because if I get hit with Colligan's Command. But here, I think we'll attack with the Orc. How happy are we to just wait? Because actually, I'm just going to wait. Like, the onus is on the opponent to do something. They're missing land drops. You know, we've got Bowmasters ready to go. We've got Lightning Bolt. Okay, so Tidebinder. So what we're going to do is let that resolve. And then bolt the Tidebinder to stop them Flame of Anoring. But again, I'm going to wait on the Bowmasters. Flame of Anoring isn't even amazing here. I'm just going to play the Bowmasters now, though, because we have the option to Flage. Shoot the opponent. They're probably thinking they need to hold up something for Flage. So we draw. There's another Flage. Let's go straight to combat. I feel like the opponent has a counter spell. Snapcaster Mage is fine. No effects. They do block the Bowmasters, which is fine. So if they have I'm just going to cast the Flage from the graveyard here. I can't think of anything that stops the Flage. Oh, hold on. Because they have Fatal Push, they're able to cast. So actually, I'm just going to cast this Scion. Because they have Revolt from the Snapcaster Mage. Yep, that was close. So I was playing around Consign, but obviously it's better to play around the known Fatal Push. And now we have a Scion with all the keywords. See what the opponent has. Like they just need so much stuff here. Yeah, they needed a way to deal with our ley line, and then a way to deal with Scion as well. Neither of which is easy when you're being attacked for 4 each turn. So yeah, with 2-0, let's play round 3. Right, yeah, I'd like to play first. Annoyingly, this seems to be a bug at the moment where this is a thing. So I might just have to restart Modo because that's going to get annoying. We're going to mulligan this hand, obviously. Keep this one. Rather play again. Might be Bolt on the bottom. No, I think it's just a land. Yeah, put a land back. Right, so I'm just going to restart Modo to get rid of this Scion of Draco. Right, got rid of that. Okay, so we definitely want black. Maybe we should have put back the Lightning Bolt because it's very unlikely. So you can get Blood Crypt and then green white. Okay, so we're against Belcher. So let's just go and get Plain Swamp Forest. Yeah, so that and then Steam Vents. Now, are we going to lead on Carvu or Frog? Binding's fine. I think I'm going to lead on Frog, because we can dump some stuff into Frog as well. And we'd quite like to draw some extra cards. The counterspell here is obviously really bad. Yeah, that's pretty bad for us. So, see what they've got. 2 turns on the Lotus Bloom. What did they have to pitch? Okay, they shoal pitched shoal. Spell Snare, not great against Belcher. Let's play the Carvu and pass. So we can... we can binding the Lotus Bloom before they get to use it for mana, which is obviously good. Shocking. Okay, let's get a combat. Gonna just discard draw here. Discard a card. Discard Flage. Draw another Carvu. So unfortunately we can't... this is lethal if we draw a land. Trouble is, yeah, with Bloom coming off this turn, we can't afford... Okay, they don't whir, which is good. Okay, so we let the Lotus Bloom resolve. But then still in the opponent's upkeep, we'll cast Binding. Oh, they do have Tormod's Crypt for Flage, but yeah, that's... We don't really care about that. Okay, Flare of Denial. Okay. So they're obviously looking to... So they need this. So they can go off next turn. So what we need to do is bolt them here to 9. They probably have Belcher in hand. And now they're dead to... oh, they're not quite dead to this. So that puts them to 4. So we need to draw Stub. Foothills is close. Because there's going to be 1 point of damage in it. So you need to discard. It's going to discard Carvu. Oh, okay. Just find Tribal Flames. No need to worry about it. Can this fetch? No, I'm going to... Just in case. I don't think it matters. But... kind of want to hold up Spell Snare. Obviously we've kind of luck sacked it there, but we knew what we were we had a plan. Oh, they have a flare, but they have to sacrifice the Lotus Bloom for it. Okay, so now they can't just Belcher now. They need something like Tameshi. If they have Tameshi, they probably do have enough to win the game. I think, because I think Tameshi's 3 mana, so... Okay, they exile our graveyard. That's fine. They could have that spell that gives everything -2. I think we can Spell Snare that. I could just exile their graveyard. Stop Tameshi, but I kind of want to... I'm just going to discard, draw. -2, -0. If they have another one of those, we could just Flage. What's more likely? So they can't flare. I think I just want to go for Spell Snare here. Get use out of it, because we may draw a land as well. Okay, so obviously, yeah, we are pretty lucky there to draw the Tribal Flames. Right, so we want probably all the we definitely want all the consigns and the stubs. Fatal Push, no. Spell Snare is good against the creatures, but that's about it. I don't like it was fine there. Well, yeah, it was fine there. It wasn't great. Flage is kind of slow. I don't actually think we want the ley lines in. Bring in the Wear Tears. Okay, so Sphere, no. Rest in Peace. I think we'll just go with that. I think that's fine. Like, ley line doesn't really help us. Like, we can't. Yeah, Spell Snare hits the creatures or exactly Bane Veil, but I think Bane Veil is probably not worth keeping Spell Snare in for. Rest in Peace is good against exactly Tameshi, but I think we'd rather fight on a different axis. Okay, so we have turn 2 Scion or Karvu. It's quite aggressive. I'd really like some. I think I will. I don't think I'm mulliganing, but I think we really want to dig as hard as we can for things like stub, consign. Okay, bolt. So I think we just go again. Abzan Triome. Yeah, Abzan Triome, Karvu. Sorry, Abzan Triome. Oh, opponent missed a land drop. Okay, so we'll go and get Steam Vents here. And then we're just going to play a Karvu. They could be... Ooh, Psychic Frog. I think that does change things. Yeah, I'm playing the Frog. Okay, they have a Spell Snare. They were always going to Spell Snare that. Okay, they do find their second land. We don't mind finding another land. Okay, Tribal Flames. They could run the... Oh, I wonder if I was meant to play Scion last turn. I think I want to play Karvu. I just want to start digging through my deck. Like, it gets around another Spell Snare is all, but... When's this coming off? Is that this turn? Yeah. If they find a land that's 6 mana, we could do with... What have they got here? Spell. Okay, they do have Tameshi, which we can kill. I don't know if they have enough mana for a kill here. Okay, so that's 4 mana, but they can only do that one more time. Oh, they can play another land. Okay. That's 1, 2. See what we draw here. Another bolt's not great. So we do just have to bolt here. Would have quite liked a land, especially with the opponent. This could be Flare or something, I guess. Be surprised if they wanted to sack this. Okay, they sink into Super our Bolt. So, yeah, nothing we can do about that. Just have to pass the turn. But now they need white mana. Okay, beating in with Tameshi. Another Karvu. They haven't got white mana. No, none of their lands come in untapped. I'm just going to play another Karvu. We have so much burn in hand. If we find a land, that's potentially 10 damage next turn. The hand just could be filled with unable to screams. Harbinger would be awkward. Okay, they were for 0. Oh, yeah, I didn't think about that. Maybe I should have just bolted. They probably do have enough now. Trouble is you have to make them show you the Belcher. They suspend another Lotus Bloom. This could just be value to draw a card, I guess. They have 7 mana. So obviously this time we just, if we get another turn, we just bolt the Tameshi, attack, discard Flage. Okay, so they do now have enough to just belch everywhere, if that's what they have. Okay, these actually just have Harbinger, which does turn our Carbu into a 0-1, unfortunately. So, yeah, at some point we'd quite like to have fetched a basic mountain. There's a land. I think we have to attack. Discard, draw. This is probably over unless we can draw basic mountain. I think we're just going to go to the next game. Like, rather than, yeah. So we need to play around that potentially. Don't think we want to bring in Fatal Push for that reason. We've got the bolts. I think we'll just maybe I could see Push being better than Flage actually. Yeah, that sounds great. Again, we can't. Annoyingly, we can't fetch basic mountain because we want to cast our Draco on turn 2. I guess with unable to scream, although we do have the wear tears to deal with those. So okay, I'm just going to get Abzan, Triome, Steam Vents again. Well, they shocked in, so yeah, we're just going to cast a Scion here. Because the likelihood is they're holding up Spell Snare. So we can be fairly confident they have Spell Snare. Okay, unable to scream. So the question is now, depends if we draw another Scion. So we could either go we could either go where or just play the frog. I think I'm just going to play the frog. And then next turn we can potentially okay, they play the trainer, which we probably binding. Okay, if I'm aware of Invention, they have been looking for another land. No, okay. So we'd really like to hold up. Okay, that's a good draw. So land, I am just going to fetch a basic plains. So let's just go tear here. We don't need swamp or forest anyway, so we'll hold up the basic. Okay, opponent Flare of Denials, but we're kind of fine with that. We could do this, but I think I'd rather wait. Tap the frog. Quite like to draw a land. We draw a lightning bolt, which is alright. Could be... okay, there's Tameshi, that's okay. Let's go ahead and bolt that. And then tear here. Okay, so our frog now has hexproof and lifelink. Do we discard to frog? I kind of want to just... So that would be... If we attack for 5, they go to 11. No, I don't think so. I think we just attack, shock in the land, play another Scion, hold up. Okay, find another Scion. Land, yes. Play Scion. Hold up, binding slash where? What have they got here? Could be were. Okay, so they can were for bloom. They could play Tameshi. Okay. So now they go to put bloom back into onto the field, and we binding the Tameshi. And hope it's good enough. Because then we can go tear. We've got 9, 10, 11 damage. They could have the veil, I guess. But whether we care about that or not. I'm definitely discarding this Scion to frog. Yeah, definitely discarding Scion to frog. So that would be 10. So we can discard Scion and the card we draw for turn. Maybe I should have discarded this Temple Garden. But again, if we force them to use that Bane Veil thing, they have to sacrifice the Lotus Bloom. They did have to return a land. Lands are obviously quite painful for the opponent. So if they have to pay 3 life. So if they go to 8, they're dead to this. Unless they go land Veil, but... Okay, they're going for something. 3... Thunder Trap Trainer. See what they find. Don't care. What do we care about? Because this can't block frog, because we just give it flying. They find Flare of Denial, which is fine, because we don't really plan on casting any spells. I don't know what they could have here, really. I mean, that's pretty good. But we don't. So give this flying. Attack with everything. This doesn't have reach. So discard Scion. Don't think they can have anything here. We just discard another card. And That's 4, 8. Yeah. So yeah, Tribal Flames was obviously not really any good. Probably should have kept the wear tear, but yeah, good to get the win over Belcher. So we're 3-0, having played against Grixis Wizards, Belcher. What was round number 1? Can't actually remember. But yeah, good to be 3-0. Play round 4. Right, on the draw here. Gonna mulligan this one. No lands, obviously. Oh, well, I think we're going to 5. No threats. Oh, this is rough. I think we have to go to 4. Not happy with this. So we can go bottom plains, 1 Flage, I think. Oh, I have to bottom another one. I guess we can just go Abzan, Triome, Surveil Land. But yeah, that's rough. Sewers. So I think, yeah, we'll keep playing. Drawing another Flage isn't really what we want, but Flage can be good against what I assume is Murktide. Okay, they play the Frog, so we have a easy turn 2 here. Yeah, Absent Triome. Tap, draw. Okay, another binding is not too bad. Would quite like another land now. Yeah, it's Thundering Falls. Graveyard that one. Binding the Frog. They could have Force, of course, which I would imagine they'd use here. Because, yeah, they have to lose a card, but they get to keep their Frog around, which draws them more cards. They shock in. This is Harbinger. Let's consider Raffine Scheming Seer. Well, I wasn't expecting that one. Not one you often see in Modern. Draw our own Frog. I think we have to go binding. I mean, do we have to take the Raffine now? Maybe attack. I'm just going to take the Frog. Was not expecting that, but yeah, it's cool. Flying board 1. I think letting that live is better than the Frog just, yeah, drawing cards. Okay, they find another Frog. Okay, we find a land. So I guess we get, could just be Mountain, save ourselves some damage. Yeah, I don't know if this Flage is even going to resolve. Right, it does resolve. I'm going to target the Frog. I think that's, I'd rather them discard cards than yeah, than just Lightning Helix their face. So he discards Spell Snare, Unearth, which isn't nothing. This Raffine is really doing a number on us. I draw a Carvu. We're getting attacked for 7. Yeah. Yeah, sure. I mean, we mulled to 4, which wasn't good. Right, so same again. We did see Unearth, so I think, but Raffine makes that plan not that great. So do we want Rest in Peace? I think we do, because like Unearth is just so good. So do we just trim all this, 1 bolt for all of these. Yeah, I think we'll go with that. Like I say, against Murktide, just Murktide, you probably don't bring in Rest in Peace because they usually have sort of more, fewer dead cards. Rafine's cool though. I'm a fan. I guess Rest in Peace might not be a slam dunk against Rafine because they might not be running Oculus as well. Worth saying that a lot of these decks aren't running Counterspell, as in the actual spell. Counterspell, they're often relying on things like Spell Snare Force. Right, yeah, on the play. This hand's another awkward one. Like the mana just doesn't work. Right, we will keep this. I'm going to put a land on the bottom. I think just... we do kind of want to fetch our basics with Leyline, so I'll put a Hallowed Fountain. Put that one in. And we'll Surveil. Binding... I think I'm okay to keep a load of bindings. Just 1 mana removal spells. If the opponent doesn't do anything here... Okay, they Thoughtseize, they're going to take our Frog. So yeah, we'll start just going and getting basic planes. Because we don't have any more Surveil lands anyway. We don't really want to draw another land at this point. So yeah, just get basic planes. Probably just basic mountain as well. Well, there's a Scion. Do we just jam? I think I'm just going to jam. I think, given that they're playing Rafine, do we think they're playing actual Counterspell as well? Yeah, I don't think so. Like, if they pitch cast Subtlety, we're kind of fine with that. They could have something like Toxic Deluge, I suppose. Okay, they've been a Frog. They know we have 1 binding. Okay, there's Rafine, that's fine. We can't binding that now. But let's attack. No blocks, of course. Gain some life. Land. Binding. Obviously pay the 1. Get that out of there. And then, yeah, just have a binding left. I'll probably just double fetch here. Okay, Unearth is fine. They could have Force. So actually, there's nothing we want to... I'm just going to wait on the binding. Make them waste their mana. In case they sink into Stupor this, I think I will now go and get the Abzan Triome. Okay, that's not great. This does have Vigilance and First Strike and everything as well. They could... Okay, they're giving it Flying. So if they discard 3 cards, it makes it a 4. I suppose if they have exactly Force, we are in trouble. Probably should have gone for binding first. They discard a... Yeah, they must have Force. They discard 2 copies of Force of Negation. They must have another one. They had 3 copies of Force. So yeah, I probably should... I'm going to keep hold of the Steam Vents. I should have gone for binding before, because now we're in really rough shape. Yeah, I should have just gone for binding first. That was a big mistake, actually. Okay, fine. Bolt. They're still at 20 life, but the opponent does have a 5/6 frog. Yeah, the decision to not binding first will likely cost us this game. Okay, opponent discards again. They're at 9. Do you just bolt now? Don't think so. So we need to draw a threat. Bowmasters is good. Yeah, we like Bowmasters. So what we're going to do is... I'm just going to cast Bowmasters now while we know they haven't got a... Does this have flash? No. Maybe I should have waited, yeah, because now they have consider, so they probably would have cast that. But I didn't want them hitting counterspell. I don't think they run counterspell, but they have 2 cards in hand. Okay, they give the frog flying. Obviously, we do shoot them for 1 with Bowmasters. Wouldn't be surprised to see them. Yeah, they do. Okay. Shoot them with Bowmasters. But we have draws. Okay, they play the Prankster. Okay, so what can we... Okay, Scion is really good, obviously. So I'll go Scion. Oh, consign. That's just enough, right? Yeah. That is the game because they can just jump the frog. Ugh. Yeah, it was that decision to not binding pre-combat. So if I go leyline binding pre-combat, they just force it and we don't attack. Yeah, okay, that was rough, but it was a mistake. Yeah, definitely should have gone for the binding first. So yeah, pretty big mistake there. Obviously, game 1 was a bit of a non-game, mulling to 4, but yeah, definitely through that last one. You know, sort of just starting to discard forces, and it was like, okay, we know what's going on here. If we could have drawn more stuff, but yeah, we ended up just getting destroyed by that psychic frog. And then they did bring in the consigns to counter the Scion. So yeah, we'll move on and play round number 5, playing for the 4-1. Right, we're on the play. I think we've been on the play quite a lot this league, which is obviously very good for us. This hand is so close, but yeah, without we have to. I'm going to be disciplined and mulligan the the no lander, the 1-lander even. So here, this is fine. We'll keep this. I think we can just go Spara's Blood Crypt, so we can just bottom the Thundering Falls to fetch at some point. Yeah, and lots of early creatures. Let's try and go creature into creature. Just going to play the Spara's Headquarters first. Then, yeah, Wooded Foothills will go and get Blood Crypt. I want to test more against, because this is a contender now for tournaments I've got coming up. I want to test it more against Breach. And I'd also like to test more. I think Energy is probably fine with the Leyline Scion stuff. But yeah, I'd like to test more against Breach. I think the black-white Flicker deck is probably a horrible matchup. So many Solitudes. What are they doing? Okay, so this is Eldrazi, probably. So I think let's get Marsh Flats. Fetching with Marsh Flats instead of this one because this one can get the Surveil land. I think I'm just going to lead on Frog. Actually, no, I'm going to lead on Draco. Because what I'm afraid of is the opponent going Kozilek's Command to exile our Frog. But Scion obviously gives it hexproof, so I think this is better. There is arguments for all of them there. Like Carvu is good to start exiling stuff from their graveyard to prevent them playing Emrakul. Okay, obviously with this draw I wish I'd played the Frog. We'll just play the Frog now. Play the land to surveil. Probably just going to just dump our hand into the Frog, get as much damage as we can through. Not sure what this matchup is like. They put a Kozilek's Return, so got 2-3. Yeah, so I can't beat that with Frog at the moment. As in, if they manage to flash it back. These lists are Rankarn usually. At the moment, at least 3 copies. So if they go Soul Land, that's 4, 5, 6. Still a way off. Don't really want to auto yield because you want to be able to put a counter on Frog. This could be Karn. They're at 13. They've had to. They took a hit obviously, and they've had to fetch a couple of times. Okay, Sowing Micro Spawn is fine. It is going to set them up for a big turn next turn. Yeah, they're going to get Temple. Okay. So next turn they can potentially sweep the board with Kozilek's Return if they play a big creature. Grab the Thundering Falls. Graveyard the land. Binding. Okay, so we are going to use the Binding here. So let's jump the Frog. Attack with everything. So this is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's just discard Hallowed Fountain. Another Binding. Okay, that's actually interesting. So if we go Binding the Sprawl, Binding here, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that's what we want to do. Oh, I can't get planes now. Oh, that's bad. Okay, so get the Triome, Binding. Which one are we going to Binding? Don't think it matters. I guess the colourless one. Oh, no, I can't play the stupid Carvu either. I don't think that matters. But yeah, I have 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. If they play an Eldrazi, I shouldn't have actually played the land because I can't save Frog from Kozilek's Return now. If they go land Eldrazi. Oh, yeah, I just messed that up a little bit. I mean, they have Ugin's Labyrinth anyway, so that would have been 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, they would have been able to do it anyway. But yeah, I shouldn't have discarded the land. They don't go for anything with that though. I wonder if they have Kozilek's Command. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So World Breaker. They can't Emrakul. Sprawl is free. They could kick a Mycospawn, but that's fine because it doesn't trigger Kozilek's return. Oh no. Yeah, because this is just going to deal 5 damage. Devourer. Yeah, that's rough. I can't save the frog. The opponent only has 1 card in hand, and we do get to play a threat and binding their Devourer, which isn't, you know, isn't awful. But it's, yeah, I'd been the Hallowed Fountain. I should have just thought more about the mana. So they're gonna. Oh, they can't exile the. Well, they're just gonna exile the binding. Yeah, exile the binding and then deal 5 damage to the entire board. They have 1 card in hand. They got 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Still no Emrakul mana though. Well, there's a Tribal Flames. Let's play Carvu. I'm just going to Tribal Flames the opponent. Stop some shocking in potentially. And if they do somehow manage to Emrakul us, we don't want them Tribal Flamesing us. Okay, an attack is scary. Obviously we're not blocking. So yeah, they're dead to Lightning Bolt. Dead to another Tribal Flames. If they just go, if they go World Breaker, we're fine. If they go World Breaker to block, like exile one of our Triomes and block, we binding the World Breaker. Hopefully it's not another Devourer though. The Mycospawn is fine. Hopefully it's just Mycospawn to block. This is quite a lot though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Please just be World Breaker. But yeah, Devourer hurts. But yeah, with the amount of burn in the deck, we do still have out, so we have potentially a couple of looks at it. Could also be Kozilek's Command, which is also very, very good because they get to exile Carvu. What do we have on the sideboard for this matchup? So we have 3 Consigns, a couple of Damping Spheres, probably what we want to go for. Alright, here's Kozilek's Command. They make a load of spawn. Wooded Foothills. Okay, so we don't have a Surveil land, so we'll play that. There's no point in binding now, so what we have to do is, I don't know, we could binding this, which might buy. I think that's better than binding the Emrakul because this is lethal anyway. So we just go for Leyline binding. Then if they Emrakul us, it's the same thing, you know, we get a draw. Yeah, it is Emrakul. So we have, I mean, they'll obviously draw a card, but we need to fetch now to obviously stop the opponent potentially. Just if they find Tribal Flames, they can kill us. I'm just gonna get Steam Bent tapped. So we need the second card of our library to be, oh come on. Well, that's pretty good. So they're just gonna obviously Tribal Flames us. So now we need the next card down to be Lightning Bolt or Lightning Bolt or another Tribal Flames. Close game. I definitely could have played tighter. It was that turn where I needed to be able to binding some stuff. Come on. Hey! Finish them off with a Lightning Bolt. I assume there's nothing they can do here. I mean, yeah, that's pretty luck sack there. But we have, you know, we have what, 8 of them in our deck total. We've been through... I mean, another binding is also buys us time. But yeah, top decking that is, yeah, obviously very, very good. What do we think about the leyline plan here? I think it's just not very good. We don't want Fatal Push either. Spell Snare as well. So maybe we'll bring in the Damping Spheres. Stubborn Denial isn't great. I wonder about Wear Tear / Rest in Peace. Don't think we want the Rest in Pieces. Bolt's fine. All the creatures are obviously good. Just fill in the blanks with Wear Tear. Well, I don't actually hate the last stub. This, I think I do want an out to if the opponent has like Khan Bridge or something, so go with that. Right, this hand is almost good. It's like one land away. Having Consign is nice. Frog is probably the best threat we can play on turn 2, but we don't have another land. Do we risk it on the back of this? If we draw another land, we're pretty good. I think I will. I'm going to risk this one. It's got a little bit of reach. It's got a Consign. We're able to disrupt stuff with Wear Tear potentially. I think I might even chuck in Steam Vents on turn 1. Does that change anything? If we find a land that's able to cast Scion, we could be casting Frog instead. So I think I'm just going to shock in Steam Vents. Slightly higher upside. Probably, well, no, probably won't throw a lightning bolt at the opponent's face. Draw Kavu. That is the downside of playing the way we did. I probably will consign a Kozilek's command here. Okay, Labyrinth, not worth consigning. They put Devourer of Destiny. So they have 5 mana for Eldrazi. So he'd really like a land. Preferably a fetch land that could go and get Blood Crypt. Well, sadly not. Am I meant to just pass and discard Flage? I think so. I don't think I'm meant to just bolt for nothing. I think I have to keep up. Yeah, because I have to Kozilek's command this. Sorry, I have to consign this. Like it's fairly obvious that's what they had. At least we get to use the mana. Sorry, the card. Also should have consigned with the other one. So we could have held up Lightning Bolt for a Khan. If they go Mycospore and exile a land here, we're probably just done for. Looks like that's what it's going to be. Okay, well, it's not game over, but we need to find something very specific now. Yeah, maybe this hand should have been a mulligan because it's going to die with a million cards in our hand. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11. So if they have another soul land next time, they can cast Emrakul. Okay, we're down here. So, yeah. That was obviously pretty rough. I think I should have been... Yeah, should have been more liberal with the mulligans there. Right, play first. Double Bowmasters. Like, Bowmasters isn't the best against them. Stub is fine. I think I really want a better threat on turn 2. Yeah, like Psychic Frog. I'm going to keep this one. I'm just going to put lightning bolt back. Yeah. So we go and get Abzan Triome. Okay, they do have a Devourer. Pass the turn. Yeah, so we can go Abzan Triome, and then turn 2 we're just going to cast... What are we going to cast? It might actually be Carvu, because of all these Tribal Flames in hand. So we just go Carvu, a couple of attacks for 5. Obviously Frog can fly over some Scions, which is nice. They may have brought in Dismember. Okay, they did leave something on top. Okay, get the Triome. Okay, another land is actually fine. I'm just going to play the Carvu. Pass the turn. And then, yeah, just going to attack. And then, I don't know if we'll Tribal Flames here or if we're a Psychic Frog. Don't know. Obviously, it depends what we draw as well. We might want to use Carvu to discard draw. We might want to use it to exile something from their graveyard. Depends what they do. I'll probably play the Frog here. Okay, they put a Talisman into their graveyard. Okay, they have a Labyrinth. Okay, they are a Null Drifter version. Is this Rumble? Okay, Rumble is pretty good. They do have a Karn. They hit a Karn. So, we'll see what we draw. I wonder if they'll block with the Spawn. I guess Spell Snare does hit Rumble, which is interesting. But I don't think it's worth it in general. See what they take to their hand. They hit Karn, Microspawn, Talisman, Devourer. They take Sowing Microspawn. Okay. Gonna do anything with the extra mana? No. Okay, so Damping Sphere is pretty good. So let's go attack, exile, Karn. I think I'm just going to play Frog. I could play Sphere. Okay, no blockers. So if we attack for the lot next turn, we find a land. They didn't take Karn, so what's the best they can do? They could... I think I'm going to play the Frog. Land. Go. And then I'm going to fetch a Surveil land. We do kind of want another land here. We'll fetch the Thundering Fall so that we have double red next turn. We have 3 looks at a 4th untapped land. Obviously it depends what the opponent does with this Eldrazi Spawn. Okay, Temple's pretty good because they might now be able to go block and then Kozilek's Command. Okay, they're just going to play the Microspawn, which is fine. Can block, which is obviously an issue. Maybe I should have just played the... Ooh, that is good actually, because it's able to take us off a lot of our... a lot of our Tribal Flames mana. Okay, we still have some stuff to be doing. So we go and get Temple Garden, but then we might as well get the Triome. And then, yeah, okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to just go fetch Temple Garden, attack with, we'll jump the frog, play Damping Sphere. Okay, they find Ghost Quarter, which is interesting. So now, yeah, we do go and, if we get the Triome, that is a bit of a problem, because they just Ghost Quarter it. We can still get planes. Binding. So discard the binding. Give this flying. Attack with everything. I'm just going to exile. They have one sorcery, one creature. Let's just get rid of the creature. No, because they're probably going to block, so get rid of the sorcery. I wonder if they'll Ghost Quarter. That does trade with the Carvu now. Okay, but then we can play Damping Sphere, hopefully draw a land. Okay, well this isn't now trivial. Well, we obviously have frog. We need green, and we need quite a lot. We need green and black. Okay, Rumble. I do hit an Emrakul of Promised End, but fortunately for us, a Damping Sphere obviously costs them extra. Just going to have to rely on this frog to get us across the line, I think. If we find a land, we can Tribal Flames for 4, potentially. I don't think we can get it with one land now. They might choose Utopia Sprawl, so they can cast that one. They might choose Paducah Bog, I suppose. Oh no, they played a land, so we could dump our whole hand into frog here and just hope they can't do anything about it. But I think Tribal Flames is probably slightly better. Tribal Flames at the moment is just bolt, so you have 2 bolts, but they do cost 2 mana. So we do want to discard at least 1 card to frog. Right, they do choose Khan. Okay, we have another frog, so let's go discard Flage. Give this, yeah, give this flying. Attack. They could have Dismember, which we can save the frog. So if we discard another one, it puts them to, this is putting them to 9, which is fine. Let's see what we draw. I kind of want to discard frog. There you go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. They can't bridge. I think hitting for 3 is fine. We do draw a land, which is good. We could get Blood Crypt and play another frog. I think I'm just Tribal Flamesing them. It's only 4 though. Oh, that's just about enough. Let's go Blood Crypt. Yep. Tribal Flames you. Right, well they're at 5. We have Tribal Flames in hand. They have a Khan the Great Creator. We can potentially frog them to death next turn. see if they can get out of this. Like Damping Sphere shuts them off a lot of mana, so if they go for a land taking Karn with 2 mana up, they're probably afraid of Consign. I guess we could have potentially played around Boseiju. They've actually attacked our mana quite well here. They've got rid of the Ghost Quarter. If they have 6 mana... If they just go Myca Spawn, that doesn't save them. Could be 4 for Karn. So they could go and get Tormod's Crypt, which notably doesn't stop us killing with Frog. Okay, so they do get Crypt, but we can... Yeah, they do have to pay for that. So I think, yeah, this is fine. Obviously, if we draw a land, we'll just Tribal Flames them. But we're able to hold priority. Tormod's Crypt doesn't stop us jumping the Frog here. Okay, we just draw another land. And now we can just jump the Frog anyway. Yeah, so yeah, we're fine here. We'll just Tribal Flames them. Get a Temple Garden. Tribal Flames. I should have got Halifax maybe. Oh no, that wouldn't have done it. But yeah, we can just Tribal Flames for 5. But yeah, so the thing I was saying there with Tormod's Crypt, so it doesn't actually save them here. They could have Tormod's Crypted in their turn, exile our graveyard, but then we draw for turn. We've got Tribal Flames, Frog, and another card. We can discard them all and win. If they try and keep up Tormod's Crypt, because all of these are abilities and it's part of the cost, you can go... You have to hold priority, but you can go... yeah, with the 3 cards, we'd have to go hold priority, discard, 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 and then give it flying before and then they wouldn't get a chance to Tormod's Crypt. So, yeah, really happy with that. We did get a tad lucky with some of those top decks, but you know, it's a question deck where we ask the questions and the opponents didn't always have the answers. We did get got by that Raffine Esper control sort of list, but definitely could have played a bit tighter. Could have played a bit tighter in general, actually. But yeah, definitely think this is a contender. Thanks everyone for watching. Do let me know in the comments if there's anything could have done slightly better potentially. But yeah, we'll see you again next time. Cheers.